Hi guys, Dr. Towns here with Coach Ed. Um, it's getting close, guys. It's getting close. A couple days ago, I posted a um, a message for the first generation students, and I'm seeing a lot of research on first generation students, and I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks uh, sharing with you what I found. A lot of it, I'm not surprised. A lot of it is good information. Um, and first generation, in my opinion, is one of the segments of our student population that um, don't get enough attention, don't get enough resources. And if you're looking at the climate of our educational system in the United States, um, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm seeing less for students that need it. I'm seeing, I think overall it's going to really create, I don't understand the attack on higher education. I'm not, um, I'm not getting that. In my research, in my dissertation, the mindset was that, college graduates, um, it's embedded in that institution. You learn how to thrive and be successful. But if you're cutting opportunities to students that want to go to college, that deserve to go to college, and there are certain segments. And if you've looked at my past, if you looked at my some of my past videos, I'm targeting that first generation student. I'm targeting that minority student. I'm targeting that student that goes underserved. Um, and to be honest with you, I don't know what to say about what's going on with the education system in this country, because it was always a mindset that you go to college and you graduate and you get a good job and you be a contributing citizen to your community. But if there are attempts or moves being made to stop or hamper that, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. And two things before I go into my little checklist for first generation students, minority students, and underserved students. Just what your mindset needs to be for the first semester. But going back to what my little rant and rave here, I'm really concerned. I am really concerned that uh, you know the future of those that want to go to college are in peril. Is It's not looking good for a lot of students. And to go back to some states where, if you look at their rankings, um, I don't see much coming out. I don't see much coming out. It's a scary point. Um, don't know why we're here. This country doesn't deserve, and students don't deserve. And they've worked hard for the last 12 years to get to this point, and now you're thrown a heavy weight and you're dashing these dreams of going to college. You're dashing these. You're just throwing them out the window, and you can't say that you care. I don't see. Well, that's just me. That's just me. All right. Welcome to my video, Dr. Towns Coach Ed. And before I go on, guys, those of you that look at my videos and I can track it, I can see the number of views, and that's where we are. But those, even just one, if one person watches my video, if one person watches and shares with someone, you may not be able to. You don't need the information I'm giving you, but it may be a sister or a brother who has high school age kids, uh, kids in college looking for scholarships. Guys, save yourself a lot of time. That's what I do. But I'm not letting you off the hook. I understand the coaching concept very, very well. I've been a coach. I've been coached. And there's a clear system of you provide the instruction of what wants to be done, and you evaluate that, by watching or whatever. And the performer is you. The performer is you, the parent, and you, the student. So those of you that have taken the time and looked at my videos, thank you. I really appreciate it. And you may think at the end of my videos, I say, this little thing. I say it because I mean it. For as long as I can, I'm going to help as many people as I can for as long as I can. And I really mean that. And for Coach Ed, that seems to be the targeted population of students who are considered first generation, minority, and underserved. Okay, here we go. Some of these things you should have already done. We are about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks out for you going to college, and you getting into that dorm room, and you're traveling with your family, and everybody's excited. So we're within that window now, but some of these things are redundant. We've already talked about, and you should have already done. If you have any questions about your FAFSA, your financial aid, please give the university a call. Give the financial aid office a call if you have any questions. And please do this. I would advise you to do this before you go to campus. If there's any way for you to, and the only way I can think of is to contact your academic advisor. You should have done this already. You should have done this maybe weeks ago. Email your academic advisor or your success coach, and make sure you have a schedule, a class schedule. Make sure you understand all due dates, and make sure you have made any payment plans that needs to be made. I really think you should do that before you hit campus. Waiting to campus delays the process, and I can guarantee you, if you haven't made this plan now, it's gonna delay the time you spend on campus doing the business work. So think about that. If you've been awarded a work study, contact the work study coordinator and ask for any um, paperwork. They may want to halt that until you come to campus, because there may be a level of training, onboarding that may need to happen. So you may still, if you want to, just make contact with that person, because you're going to that person is going to train you. That person is going to sign your timesheet. So that's going to be a person you may need to know. Immunization. If your institution requires any immunizations, make sure that's done prior to. And I think that will speed up that process. If you haven't, and if you can, contact your roommate so you can coordinate things. Coordinate who's going to bring what. Coordinate. I think the only thing dual I kind of like and agree with may be refrigerators. A mini refrigerator that you could have your stuff in yours, and then yours in the other. And I think that'll work out just fine. Make sure by now you should have received some information about move-in instructions. This would have come from either your orientation coordinator or someone in housing. If you haven't received this information, go to the website. I'm sure they have posted something that will help you, that will provide information regarding the move-in process and instructions. School supplies, definitely bedding, probably a twin extra long, pillows, towels, toiletries, school supplies. I would add a laptop to that list, storage bins, and a power strip. You're not going to have, you're probably going to have access to maybe two outlets, probably. So you may need a power strip just to add any extra electrical systems that you have. Um, right now, you act like you're excited. You need to be checking um, your prospective college website on an ongoing basis. By now, you should have already been given email information. Check your emails daily. Uh, I know from my experience, you're trying to get to know the student. They encourage you to reach out. They may send you stuff, that sort of thing. They may schedule a link so they can have all the students that they advise on a link call, a Zoom call, just to introduce themselves, and that's part of orientation. So just check your emails. Um, Log into your student portal. It gives you a good idea of how you are going to navigate the academic piece. There may be a syllabus or two from an instructor. Read it. Read the syllabus. Read the syllabus. What's on it? Information about the class itself. Information about when the class meets and what time. Information about what the class is about. Information about the professor. Information about tests. And information about quizzes. Information about exams. Information, there's a whole calendar that you will need to follow. There is no excuse, although you can make them. There's no excuse for why you missed a class. There's no excuse why you missed an exam because it's on the syllabus. Read it. Um, Download key apps that can help your stay there simple. And that's part of technology. And that could include the campus map. That can include your meal plan. That can include your class schedule. Use technology to your advantage, and I think you'll find it very, very useful. Moving day and orientation. Um, Here again, going back, find out when these dates are. Make sure you make that mark. A lot of places the freshmen go before the upperclassmen come in, at least by 4 days or maybe a week. So when you come in, pack light, guys. Pack light, but pack smart. One thing it came to me, there's no need to pack up 4 or 5 bins of clothes when you're only going to be there seasonally for 2-3 months. So yes, it's warm now, and it's going to stay warm. Well, depends on where you are. It's going to stay warm to, let's say, late September, but mid-October to November, it's going to cool down. So you can the summer clothes, that's fine, but also pack for warmer, cooler weather coming up, possibly the end of October, November. Um, Only bring what you need, what you know you'll use. Don't overpack. And label the bags or bins so you'll know, and that helps with um, unpacking easier. I would advise you, whatever your orientation time span is, 3, 4, 7 days, whatever. I advise you to attend every single one of them. Every orientation event. It is a chance to get to know other freshmen. It's a chance to get to know the staff. It's a chance to just learn the campus, but in a fun way, to reduce that level of anxiety that some of the freshmen will be going through. Um, but it's a good time. It's a good time. Parties, that sort of stuff. But they're preparing you for the start of classes on a good note. So make sure you go to all orientation events. Stay in contact with staff. If you get an email from someone from uh, advising, the success coaching, that sort of thing, answer them. Answer them. They may send you an email just to say hi, but look at the email and respond as quickly as you can. You may also get an email from your resident assistant in the dorms. And sometimes you even get an email from a professor. The classes that you take, they're going to welcome you to the class. They're going to say something like, my syllabus is attached. Please review. That would be a good thing to do. In addition to find out where if you know you're going to need some resources, and these resources can range from you want a tutor, you want a mentor, or you want the writing lab, you want to know where the library is, you want to know where student health is, and if needed, you want to know where campus safety or the campus police are. Those are a couple of resources that will come in handy if needed. All right, first week of classes. Go to every single class and be on time. Go to every single class and be on time. Attendance, even if attendance isn't required, and in some cases there may be a hybrid or it may be, but I would say hybrid, online, or whatever. You be there. You show up. Now, students, I've already dealt with this where A student will be in an online class and they will show up, but they keep the cameras off. That's that's not good. I'm quite sure even in modern day, attendance is key, and you may get points and you may get a grade for attendance. So not only be online, but your camera needs to be on. I would strongly advise that. Um, take the time to when you go to class. There needs to be a rush, a stampede, a a a jam for the first two rows of seats. In my opinion, you need to be where you can engage, listen, and participate. If you're in the very last row of the classroom or wherever your class may be, that's not good. Now, if you're late, that's something different. But I think there should be a stampede to be in the first two or three rows of every class so that you can listen, be engaged. And what you're going to experience is it's not going to be, oh, I read this. Uh, let me take an exam. Let me take a quiz. Some may be that way just to see, just to get a gauge of what you know. But for the most part, in college, there'll be a lots of reading, and they will um, expect you to read. But when you get to the class, it's going to be more of what did you think? And the process is to bring different perspectives to a certain issue or a certain concept or a certain idea. And it should be. And it's to be a sharing of different perspectives. That's where the learning comes in. As far as you have learned and read the material. If you haven't read the material, you can't and maybe you shouldn't participate in the discussion because you're not prepared. Read the material. Read the material. Next thing on your list to read is the syllabus. Guys, read that syllabus. It's been irritating in my time where a student will come to the advisor and they're all flustered. I don't. I said, well, and I asked a couple of questions just to see how much do you know? Well, who's your advisor? Oh, it's that man. No, see, you don't even know the basics. We need to know the instructor's name, where the office is, what the office hours are so they can help students, and their phone number. Those are some things you need to know, and you will find this information on the syllabus. Make sure you read it. Every single advisor, every single instructor has office hours. Know when the office hours are. It doesn't help you to go when you have time. Go when they are ready to receive you. Go when they know that a student could and should come during this time. But for you to just show up and then you get upset, well, he wasn't there. And I look at the schedule, well, he's in class. You went the wrong time. Make sure you understand when and where you go to see your professor. Textbooks. The textbooks, some still have physical textbooks, some may have textbooks online. Read it. I'm going to hit on this real quick, but I'm going to come back to it real heavy in another video. Time management. Time management is everything. I don't know how you manage your time, and if you've never managed your time before, this is going to be the time to do it. Time management is key. And guess what? You need to your top two things to do. Top one thing is to do while you're in college is to study, read, and do well on tests. And yeah, you're going to have a social life. We understand that too. We just need to strike that balance. But to make this real simple, you need to schedule study time and relax time or fun time or entertainment time. Yeah, I understand Friday night, who wants to study? But you know how you study and you know if you're a good studier or not. And you just can't wait and just bombard Sunday with all these studies. You need to carve out an hour on a Saturday. Why not? But I'm gonna spend more time on that later because I want to share with you something I've used many times, still use it, and have had students use it too. Uh, Professors and staff will email important information. You need to check your email every day, 2 or 3 times a day, if not more, because you may get an email from a professor. You may get an email from a staff person saying, look, I'm out sick. I won't have class today, blah, blah, blah. How else would you know that? You're not going to get a call from the professor. So you need to check your email on an ongoing basis. All right, here we go. Skipping meals and sleep. Not good. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You skip meals, your body's going to react. You're going to become sluggish. You're going to lose weight. Um, but not get enough sleep, oh my gosh. Your body will, if you keep doing that to your body on an ongoing basis, I would say by 4 to 6 weeks into the semester, you're going to feel the effects. So get proper sleep and proper rest. And look, the food is free. The food is already paid for. Go get it. But skipping meals and skipping sleep equals poor focus and poor grades. I guarantee you, and some of the students I worked with that did more partying and hanging out than studying, it reflected without even a conversation. If I were to check their grades, and in fact, that's how I would reach out to a lot of students because I'm looking at attendance record and I'm looking at grades. And it will be my job to make some form of contact with that student and say, look, what is going on? And some would say, just be honest, look, I'm not going to class, blah, blah, blah. And then we try to come up with a strategy and how we can, erase that. But, this is something that needs to happen within the first 4 weeks because we know you're excited. We know you're glad to be on campus. You have all this freedom, but you are neglecting the real reason you're there. So just if that should happen, and you know you're doing it, and you're a first generation student, this is all new to you, expect an email or a visit or a pop up in the cafeteria or at your classroom. Like, look, we need to talk and go sit out in the sun. Just say, look, just be honest and have an honest conversation. Exercise as much as you can. 3 days a week. It could be walking around campus for 30 minutes. It could be going to a gym on campus and really putting some work in. But exercise creates more energy, believe it or not. And being outside with fresh air, that's also going to be good for you. And guys, let's talk about money real quick. Look, don't go crazy because that adds to stress with your money. Buying stuff you shouldn't have, illegal stuff. Of course, that's a no-no, and we know it happens on college campuses. But that's eating into your budget. You need to track your spending. Look for free stuff. There's a lot of free stuff on campus, and look for coupons and discounts. The next thing is a mental and emotional health uh, segment here. I won't say concern, but find your people. Find your people. I think the sooner you get engaged with a organization or a club, I think the sooner you will see that you belong there. Um, and that's going to come from probably student activities. So be mindful of what's going to be happening, especially within the first 4 weeks of classes. That may be a club fair on campus that you can join certain clubs, or you can call or email the Office of Student Activities asking, do you have XYZ club? And these clubs are more that relate to who you are, your culture, and it may be even a first generation group. Look out for Trio. And these are some of the organizations that are designed for you. There are many support systems on campus. And even if you don't need them, you may have a friend that needs some of these support systems. So have this information um, on your mind, or have access to that. As part of your mental health and emotional health, from time to time, and the closer it gets to, let's say, midterms, it's pretty stressful if you're at midterms and you have not attended class. It's pretty stressful if it's midterms or soon to be midterms and you haven't passed anything. You need to reach out to someone real fast. And just on the math, and man, I may be wrong on this, but if you haven't passed anything, in order to make a C in the by finals, you got to make A's on everything. Now I may be exaggerating, but I think my math may math out on that. That you need to make some A's even to get to midway, and that's a C. So how are we going to do this thing? We're going to avoid all this stuff, and we're going to stay on track. We're going to stay on track. We're going to set small goals. Don't, I know I've done it myself. You set goals and blah, blah, blah. Make it you. Make it who you are. How are you going to set these goals? But make small goals and obtainable goals. Um, just like, because the first 2 weeks, you're going to get stuff like, okay, guys, and this is coming from like maybe 3 to 4 professors all at once. They want you to write your first paper. Your first exam is coming up. Your first test is coming up. And you need to prepare for that educationally and mentally. And if you are coming to college and you really didn't have a system to study, this would be a good time to come up with one. And then, getting close, remember why you're there, guys. This is not a vacation. Remember why you're there. Write a little note to yourself, or a sticky. Just put it on the mirror and just say, you know, while I'm here, this is the reason why I'm here. I am here, ... Along the way, remember your family, remember your future, and remember the freedom that you have. And the first couple of weeks are going to be real tough, guys, because a lot of these are going to be coming at you. So I'll leave you with this, guys. And here again, this is going to apply to all students, but especially my first generation students. You belong here. Ask questions, try new things, and never let fear keep you from using what's rightfully yours and available to you. Good luck to you. I wish you all the luck in the world. We're going to pray for you. You pray for yourself. Hi, guys. This is Dr. Towns. Thank you for checking in on me for this segment. And like I said before, I'm going to stay on this first generation thing, which also applies to minority students, which also applies to underserved students. So stay with me. And in closing, for as long as I can, I'm going to help as many people as I can. And I really mean that, guys. All right, Dr. T out. Have a great day.